WrestleMania is here, baby. We gotta stay hot for this. Folks, the one place that you can see the pyro, you're gonna be guaranteed pyro. The open air stadium of the open airs of Arlington, Texas, Cowboy Stadium, Shoot Brothers Podcast, episode 177. Cameron Osborne, Mike the Shoot Shepherd, and boy, this is our go home show. This is everything that we've been building up for the year. This is the Super Bowl. This is the gold medal game. What else can we equate it to quickly on the spot?
Yeah. The Academy Awards, the World Cup.
All of those things, all rolled into one. And we're going to bring you all the action. All of go home kind of action. I guess there's still one more episode of Smackdown before. Is it a pre-tape? Do we know this? Are they going live?
I mean, well, they're counting that as part of WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania Smackdown.
But I
think it's live because they're doing the Hall of Fame right after.
Okay, I was going to ask you at some point today, whenever it came across my mind, when the hell is the Hall of Fame happening? So I guess they're going to sneak that in like an hour after Smackdown, probably 10 to 11 or something.
So I think it's like whoever goes to Smackdown, you get the Hall of Fame as a bonus. You just stick around. Like, okay. Cool.
See, that would
the Hall of Fame.
That would probably be the only time I would watch the Hall of Fame. Would be if I was already in the building and they're like, "Hey, do you want to watch the Hall of Fame?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. I'll wait for a big dong." I mean,
I don't know if I'd pay money, like big money, like a WrestleMania.
Absolutely would not pay money. But we're getting Taker, we're getting Steiner Brothers. I saw.
And you never know, some fan could jump the rails and try to tackle a legend. That's happened before.
It's happened before, and by God, it will happen again. So let's get into the podcast this week. Let's kick off the week the way that we always do, which is by crowning a brand new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week. Brand new Tweet of the Week champion, stealing from Andrade, our previous week's champion, and possibly future husband. But now our Tweet of the Week is going to now 5-time Tweet of the Week champion, Mike, your personal favorite, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, God, no.
Oh.
No. Don't dump that shit on me.
Brother.
Ricky Bobby.
So I guess, Hulk Hogan, you're our Tweet of the Week champion this week. So I guess at some point he was, it looks like a charity event. I don't know, it was maybe some kind of meet and greet, and none other than the modern day Maharaja. Jinder Mahal was also there. The two of them got a photo, and Hulk Hogan wrote, "The old school respect with the new school physicality. He's a bad man, brother. With the right push, he could be the new generation Hulk Hogan. He's got it all. HH." Wow.
They already tried that, Hulk.
Huge thing to say. You know, former WWE champion, of course, United States champion. Also, Jinder Mahal. Haven't seen him in action. God, in a long time. I flat out don't know when we actually saw him last, kind of in the ring or whatever. But hey, high praise from the big man.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants it, and he looks like he's on good terms with Hulk, so, you know, if it was Big E getting praise from Hulk, I don't think he would appreciate it.
Yeah, it's almost like, do you want to be complimented by Hulk Hogan? It's almost like, no, you don't have to say anything about me. It's okay. I'm not mad. And they're like, no, come here, brother. Come here, brother.
No, let's take a picture. Come on. I was like, no, like, really?
No,
please.
That's okay. Don't worry. Yeah. But Hulk Hogan, now 5-time Tweet of the Week champion, joining the ranks of MJF, Bray Wyatt, Chris Jericho, of all people. Wow, so some
big names.
Some very exclusive company.
We can't deny he is one of the big names. Yeah.
We cannot deny the All-American with one of the most Irish last names you could probably think of. But we're not in the business of that. No, we're in the business of professional wrestling. So let's kick off our week. the way we've been kicking off our week, I guess, kind of our in-ring action for the past few months now. Let's get ourselves into some All Elite Wrestling Dynamite.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
That's right. And, CM Punk coming out right away. We haven't seen him since the pay-per-view. Even though he won the match.
He won the match. You'd think he would have shown up fucking right away. But hey, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, Punk.
Yeah, like we said, he lost a lot of blood, so maybe just needed to recoup a little bit. But, he's ready. He's here to fight. So we just kick right off with a match against Dax Harwood, who's rocking the AAA tag title, in case you forgot. I kind of forgot. But.
I don't think I forgot, but I didn't.
Or it's just
remember.
Yeah, I knew it, but I didn't think about it ever. But anyways, Dax Harwood, though, every time he handles himself well in these singles matches here. Puts on a good match, and hot crowd, and gets lots of moves in, but most people here are rooting for CM Punk, and eventually Punk fights back, locks in that Anaconda Vice, and forces Dax to tap out. But this was a great match, I thought.
Yeah, no, it always is. It always is. I like FTR. I think we all felt like they were underused within WWE's structure, and they've been great here in All Elite Wrestling ever since.
Yeah,
I think
they are, and they're refreshing. They're just that old school style can still be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it doesn't have to all be, especially because I think we see kind of up and down a lot of parts of that AEW roster is all just destroyers and stuff on your head and on your face and right on your neck.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to see a sharpshooter every once in a while,
Exactly. Then we jump into an 8-man tornado tag match. Sting, Darby Allin, the Hardys taking on Private Party, Butcher, and Blade. And, big moves right off the bat. We're just topes, bodies flying all over the place. Not even in the ring. They're just brawling all over. Into the crowd, up the stairs. Butcher throws Darby just down the concrete stairs, and he just takes that bump like nothing. Then they fight their way into the concourse. Who was it? They set up the Butcher and the Blade on the table, I think, and then we get this giant ladder. Jeff Hardy, of course, the one with the ridiculously large ladder, sets it up against the wall, climbs to the top, and then he gets off the ladder, even higher up, just onto this little ledge sticking out of the wall. Then the crazy bastard just leaps and hits this huge swanton bomb, crushing the Butcher and the Blade. Just crazy spot. That was a huge jump.
That was big because the last time, and especially for us, the last time a Hardy jumped off in a concourse, it was like the complete. It was the opposite. It was the opposite.
Yeah. Luckily, this time when they crashed, I saw like a bunch of cardboard boxes get crushed, so they didn't just let them land on concrete.
Oh, thank God.
But so that takes out half the guys. They're all dead. We go back out to the ramp or the ring, and Sting's there helping Matt against the Private Party, and the two of them hit a Scorpion Death Drop and a Twist of Fate, get the win for the team, and just a fun, crazy match. There was lots more that happened. I couldn't cover it, but the big Swanton Bomb was the most memorable.
Yeah, that was the big bump of the whole thing. Baby faces kind of going over in that Andrade and Darby Allin. Is that what's going down?
I never know what's going down with Andrade.
I never know what's happening with Andrade. Just because he's so good when he is kind of given the right opportunity. I don't want to say given all the time. Really, it's kind of like...
He's no Bryan Danielson.
He's no Bryan Danielson, right? But we've seen what he can do with Johnny Gargano. We know what he can do. The big Cody Rhodes flaming table spot. We know he's capable of these things. Yeah. It's just... Maybe AEW is too, heel heavy right now. Too many heels, not enough baby faces to take him on.
Maybe. Yeah.
These baby faces are going from feud to feud to feud to feud to feud. leaving some of the bad guys kind of just like in the lurch, just like waiting for a feud to be done.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Sting and Darby just jump between anyone they want, really. Mm-hmm. They can go to any feud at any time, but not these other guys. I don't know.
Oh, well.
But, oh, well. Let's go to Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley taking on the Varsity Blondes. And, yeah, crowd just loving Bryan doing the yes chants to all his kicks. And we also saw Julia Hart. She was just sitting outside the ring, not even watching the match. Just still got the eye patch on, just kind of looking dejected. So this very slow burn. We still haven't.
Yeah, very slow, like you said. I thought, at least maybe we both thought that, what was it, House of Black. We thought maybe she would have kind of like converted over to that side, the dark side, but no.
I mean, they were still teasing something here. The way she was just like, she was not focused. I don't know. It was weird. But anyways, Moxley comes in, hits a big pile driver. The Blondes have a bit of a comeback, but then Bryan hits the Busaiku knee. Moxley hits Paradigm Shift. But then they don't go for the pin. They just start to elbow and stomp away, and Moxley puts in the rear naked choke to get the submission win instead.
Yeah, it was kind of the same match they had last week against Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, pretty similar. And afterwards, Regal came down to join the boys and put them over on the mic. And I think they reveal the name after, right? What did they call themselves?
The Blackpool Combat Club.
What was it? Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah, so we've got a name for the group.
Well, we need a shirt. We need a
says,
T-shirt.
You know, we'll definitely get a shirt.
Good.
And you know, if you think you got what it takes to stand beside us, we're not giving out free passes. You got to reach down and you got to do it the hard way. But
that's fantastic. Every faction needs a name. I mean, the only thing that's next, you know, for me personally, some kind of coordinated in-ring attire between Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. I know one does the tights, one does the pants, one does the boots, one does the I get, but we can maybe match up on a color,
maybe
something. You know, it doesn't have to be much.
Yeah.
It just has to look like you've tried a little bit. That's all I ask. Just try a little bit.
I mean, Moxley he wears the tights when he wrestles in Japan. So he's not adverse to them. So who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We got the name. That's step one. We'll work on the color scheme. MJF comes out after, and on his way to the ring, he flicks his gum right at a fan. The audacity!
Wow.
But he's here to talk. Here to talk about Wardlow and how he didn't win the TNT title. And then he talks about CM Punk a little bit, how he had to cheat to win the dog collar match. And I don't know where, don't know when, but I'll get you one day for this, Punk. And but anyways, back to Wardlow. The crowd starts chanting for Wardlow, and he says, "Thanks to me, you and your mama have a roof above your head, and you repay me by costing me the biggest match of my career, and then ask me to release you from your contract." And then what was it? At one point, the crowd was chanting Jesus, or what was the line that made MJF come out and said he'll crucify Wardlow or something like that?
Judas.
He said he was the devil. Oh yeah, Judas. They were
Judas.
chanting. Yeah. So he said, "I'll strap Wardlow to a cross just like Jesus. How about that? And I'll kick your skunk mother out of your house." And anyways, he said enough that Wardlow comes out. A bunch of security guards trying to hold the ring down, but Wardlow just beats the shit out of them. And or no, they hold him back, I guess.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it took 10 guys. It took 10 of them.
10 guys to hold him back.
To restrain Wardlow, which is a great visual. You can see the fury coursing through his veins in those types of moments.
Yeah, so we haven't quite booked the match yet, but we all know what's going there.
Yeah, well, I guess we're waiting for, Double or Nothing, May. That's our next thing.
Yeah, if they want to wait that long. I guess a month and a half. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. But let's go to Adam Cole taking on Jay Lethal. Match was good. Crowd was loving Adam Cole, and but can't really have an Adam Cole these days. Adam Cole match without the Red Dragon getting involved, so they distract Lethal, and eventually that's too much for him. Cole hits them with a low blow, gets the boom, gets the cheap win. But Adam Cole, you're better than this. You don't need to be cheating every single week.
He doesn't, but we've kind of gotten our little way into this little formula, right? Where we're cheating to win.
Yeah. I mean, no offense to Jay Lethal, but you can beat him clean.
Yeah, I think he could. But maybe, Jay Lethal also hasn't had his best time since popping over whenever he did. So, maybe want to keep him looking good.
Yeah. And then afterwards, Cole calls out Hangman, so he comes out, takes off his belt, and starts whipping the three guys, but it's 3-on-1 still, so they overpower him until Jurassic Express runs out, makes the save. But then Adam Cole steals Hangman title and runs off with it. Little thief.
Absconding with the world title.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So that's that. Sammy Guevara, Ty Conti come out to the ring to be interviewed by Tony Schiavone and just talk about their feud with American Top Team, and they want a match against them. Dan Lambert come out to respond. Is this when they told him they made some remark about having sex with the title belt?
Yeah, I hated this.
I think that was
I hated this whole thing, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was this bit where... So they're calling out, Dan Lambert, the Men of the Year, Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, Paige Van Zant, also like, hey, you want to get your ass kicked, blah, 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 blah. It kind of went nowhere, almost kind of serving as, like that little reminder that the feud exists, and then eventually setting up the verbal gag when Dan Lambert goes to kiss the belt, because he's carrying the extra one, while Scorpio Sky has, like, the main one, I guess, and then the gag was like, you wouldn't be kissing it if you knew what we did with it, and it's like this, like, double joke where... Like, and also at the same time, I couldn't tell if they were trying to do a Paige joke or like be separate from the Paige joke. I don't know. It was. I don't like this at all.
They took it a step further. Did you see the picture they put out after?
I didn't see a photo. No. Is there a photo of it? Did they recreate the Paige video?
It's the two of them naked with the belt like straddled over top of them, and he's like got his hand on her ass cheek. It's pretty. Pretty revealing, eh? Jesus like we
Christ.
said, for a man who got engaged 6 months ago to a different woman.
Like, you were engaged on national television, dude. Like...
Yeah. So, yeah, this whole thing, it's really, I mean, Sammy... I already didn't... Sammy the wrestler is a good guy, but he's never... Ty Conti was a baby face. This is turning her heel. This whole thing.
Yeah, because eventually there's going to be a crowd who's like... Boo! Like, we cheered for you getting engaged to someone, and now I just can't able to think, like, poor that woman. Like, what's her name? Can we put her?
She just
over?
Want to see Ty Conti's ass.
Exactly. You're just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, this is like the worst.
Yeah. No, I feel like this is they could become the new Cody and Brandy of the AEW division.
Very easily, right? Like, because I guess the idea is two young, hot people, market them, boom. Like, I get the idea that's happening, but that was exactly, like you just said, that was the exact same thing that happened with Cody and Brandy. Young, hot, marketable. And then eventually it's like, no, we don't want that. We want wrestling. We want more wrestling. We don't want eye candy. If you want eye candy, fucking go watch Carmella sit on Corey Graves' lap uncomfortably for 6.5 minutes during the middle of a match. Like, we're not.
I mean, that's what we don't want them to become, but that's what's.
Yeah, it's so weird. I hate all of it. I hate all of it.
Yeah, I don't like it. But let's go to some women's action. Layla Hirsch takes on Red Velvet. Rematch from the previous week, and it's going pretty well, but once again Layla has to cheat. She goes under the ring to grab this time she grabs 2 turnbuckle rods, she puts one down the back of her trunks and holds the other in her hand, so the ref takes the one out of her hand and doesn't see the one behind her back. She nails Red Velvet, makes the pin, gets the 3. So a little bit of a clever win there, but then afterwards she beats her down some more until Chris Statlander comes out, makes the save.
The new Chris Statlander, by the way, looking like a total badass too.
Yeah, she's always been one of my top dogs, and hopefully this new look will get her some refreshed booking.
Well, yeah, because I think for me the problem with the Statlander gimmick was that like it was a half-assed gimmick. It was kind of like, ooh,
it's like I'm an alien.
But you're not. You never once
reference
it's either like lean into it or don't, because now you just look like a kid who likes aliens.
Like Luchasaurus, he's leaning in.
Oh, he's full in. He's like,
He's from the year 300 million BC.
They even say like from the Jurassic period, and like they even like say this sort of shit where same kind of thing. Chris Statlander, like, if you're an alien, be an alien. That's cool. I'll go with it.
Yeah, but so we'll see what this new stat.
Yeah, hopefully.
Looks like. Hopefully. Tony Schiavone, the busiest man in wrestling, he's on the stage, brings out Thunder Rosa for her big title win interview. But then Vicky Guerrero comes out doing her excuse me and insults Thunder and tells her to go back to Mexico. That's when Nyla Rose comes out, attacks Thunder from behind, and this was kind of a bit of a, I don't know, not a very good segment, I thought. Not a good first opponent for Thunder Rosa. Why is it always Nyla Rose?
Well, I think because Nyla Rose, it's the same way, like, why is it always Lance Archer? Right? They're so much bigger and more physically imposing than the rest of the division. You ask yourself, well, how are they going to beat them? It's always that kind of. It's always kind of like that.
I guess so, but yeah. Oh well. Hopefully they'll just be quick, get it over with.
I get it.
The main event was Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia taking on Silver and Reynolds. It was okay. Just pretty average match here. Aubrey Edwards kicks all the extras out from ringside, and Jericho gets isolated. Silver goes on a roll. Crowd gets pretty hot for the Dark Order. But then eventually Jake Hager takes out Silver, and Jericho hits Reynolds from behind with a baseball bat. And then Garcia puts on a Scorpion Deathlock to get a tap out. Stealing Sting's move.
Is that an explicitly Sting maneuver?
I mean, no, plenty of people have done it. But, you're Daniel Garcia, and he's Sting. That's all.
Yeah, I should at least call it something else or something.
Yeah, do the sharpshooter. But yeah, that was it. That was the end of Dynamite. Kind of a bit of a flat main event, I thought, but the show...
Yeah, that Jericho Appreciation Society, the debut. And again... this is now Jericho's second faction in AEW, where the team that's getting the focus in the faction are the two people who are not the actual tag team. Last it was Santana and Ortiz, right? They didn't get the focus. It was always Jericho and fucking Hager, or Jericho and Sammy. Mm-hmm. And now we're kind of now in the premiere of the Jericho Appreciation Society. It's not 2.0. It's not them, not the actual tag team guys. No, we're gonna do Jericho and fucking Garcia instead. Garcia, love him though. He's great. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant it.
No, I get it. But that was your Dynamite. So let's just hop on over to the other AEW wrestling show. Of course, talking about Rampage.
Rampage. Rampage. Rampage. Rampage. Rampage. Rampage.
Friday Night Rampage, baby. Let's. What was the first match on the card here? We have Lance Archer. we just talked about. We were talking about him taking on Dustin Rhodes. At least there's one Rhodes sticking around here.
Yeah, the veteran. Crowd's always into him, rooting for Dustin here. But Archer dominates a lot of the match. Dan Lambert in Archer's corner. He's kind of taken over for Jake the Snake.
Yeah, still unexplained why Lambert is here. I'm going to take it, probably so Jake the Snake doesn't have to travel as much. Still just unexplained randomness.
I mean, where is Arn Anderson now that Cody Rhodes has been gone? Arn Anderson's been with
Good point. Yeah, what's Arn Anderson's kind of role within the organization?
And Tully, I feel like we haven't seen Tully in a while.
I haven't seen Tully in a long time. I think FTR kind of booted him or something.
Oh yeah, they fired him.
They kind of fired him.
Yeah, but he's still under contract. That's a good free agent. Scoop him up, somebody. Anyways, Dustin has his comeback. He hits the big bulldog, and then a crossroads. But Archer kicks out of all that, and then the turnbuckle pad gets removed, and Archer tries to shove Dustin into the exposed steel, but gets reversed. He gets thrown in himself. Dustin follows with a jackknife pin, gets a 3. It's a big win there.
Big upset win, I gotta say.
A big win for Dustin, yeah.
Yeah.
But Archer, the sore loser, afterwards he slams Dustin's head right into the steel steps, and that gives him the nice opportunity to blade. Comes up with the Crimson Mask. You know, every Rhodes, it's in their blood, literally. They love it. They love it. So Archer just beats him down some more, puts him through a table.
Yeah, which is great. Lance Archer keeps going. But yeah, I think like we said, Jake Roberts, 1,000 times better than Dan Lambert in this particular context. Dan Lambert has been great doing the top team stuff. But no need, because now we're just turning into... it's going to turn into a fucking Hardy Drade family office type bullshit, right? Where it's just like, hey, you over there, you over there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We don't really, what's the connection? Lance Archer, Dan Lambert, we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. What's the connection?
Yeah. Fuego del Sol comes out for a rare promo and talks about the House of Black and calls them out. He wants a fight. Brave man.
He said a stupid fucking line out there. He said, hey, all you dorks in the House of Black. He said, one... yeah, or he said, a stupid thing like a 6-year-old would say.
Yeah.
It was something like dorks. I don't know. It was
Nerds,
so bad.
dorks.
Yeah, something that bad.
Yeah. Something that the Good Brothers would say. The guys that we hate.
I don't think about them, so I don't even know.
They're gone. But anyways, he called them out, so the lights shut out, and I love the visual because then the spotlights, one by one, they each turned on each House of Black member, it was like a rock show the way they lined them up there. Very cool visual.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're cool guys.
They are cool guys, and they just beat the shit out of Fuego. And on their way out, the Dark Order come out and stare them down. So we could have some gang warfare here.
Yeah, between the two Dark, but compared to House
Black versus Dark.
I was gonna say compared to House of Black, I feel like the Dark Order need a new name.
They need some direction.
They need, really, exactly. They need a direction to at least back up the name.
Ever since, and ever since Hangman stopped hanging out with them, they've really just kind of fallen to the wayside a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I think Preston Vance gets the most time down there on Dark. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we need more of it.
Yeah. Backstage, Scorpio Sky says, "No more open challenges. From now on, you got to earn TNT title shots." So, kind of shutting the door a little bit.
Shutting the door. Love seeing it, Scorpio.
Yeah. And then we get the announcement, the Owen Hart tournament. They're going to have men's and women's, but you're also going to have to qualify some people just to even get in this prestigious tournament. So they announced that for next week's Dynamite, the Bunny is going to face a new signee. So someone coming to...
okay.
Yeah. So, could it be Mia Yim, Amber Moon? Who else is a free agent? I'm trying to think of those other.
Like,
yeah,
Tegan Knox.
Tegan Knox, yeah, any of those couple of women, or any other. Either way, something to look forward to.
Yeah, okay. I think. Well, they had mentioned that tournament starting a little while ago.
Yeah,
like
they've kind of
months
announced
ago.
it, and we still don't really know. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big thing. Like, there's going to be crossover, like New Japan people and people not signed to AEW participating in it. So,
Hopefully, I mean, why the hell not?
yeah. Then we got Red Dragon taking on Preston Vance and number 10 in a decent match, evenly fought crowd. I mean, we said Dark Order. The crowd's still behind them, still want to cheer them. We want things to go well for them, but Red Dragon fight dirty, as they love to do. They grab 10's mask, spin it around on his head so he can't see out of it, and hit him with the high-low, followed by Chasing the Dragon to get the win.
The high-low, Chasing the Dragon. I do like the name of that. That wasn't called anything in NXT, correct?
No, I don't even know if they did that exact move.
Yeah, I definitely don't recall anybody ever saying that.
Yeah,
But
they probably wouldn't like that. Like, that's a drug reference.
but after the match, of course, Red Dragon go for the beatdown, or I think they go for the continued attack on Alan Angels. Eventually, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus come out, make the save, and then Adam Cole kind of sneaks around, stealing the title belts, the tag team championships from them. So once again, Mike.
Yeah.
Once again, we gotta say, the Undisputed Era, they got all the gold, baby. They got all the gold.
Yeah, I saw something. I forget what she said. Britt Baker tweeted something out about how they had all the belts. So I think, yeah, something. I don't know. I can't remember the words. She said something funny. But anyways, after that, Nyla Rose takes on Maddie Renkowski.
We've seen her before.
We've seen her before, but not long enough to remember anything, really. And once again, just a quick squash. Beast Bomb. Nyla Rose gets the win. Because, she's going to have a title match. They want to heat her up a bit.
Yeah. Because, I mean, exactly.
Yeah. Then we get QT Marshall in the ring to present a certificate of accomplishment to Hook. So Hook comes out, crowd's all chanting his name, but he doesn't say a word. As QT goes to give him the award, confetti falls down. But Hook is not amused. He just grabs Aaron Solo, who was also there, and smashes his head right through the glass certificate.
I think after that, Danhausen comes out and tries to put a little spell, tries to curse Hook, but to no avail.
He no-sells it. Just walks right past.
The no-sell. I'm really worried that Hook has a bad voice, and that's why we don't hear him. Like, he has, like, a high-pitched or whiny or something. That, I'm scared. Because when a superstar doesn't talk, when it doesn't do their own promos for a long period of time, you wonder. And even Brock Lesnar to this day has shades of, like, let's get! Like,
he squeals sometimes when he gets...
He squeals, just nobody's going to tell him that he sounds bad. Everyone's too scared.
Yeah, so that was... I wonder if he's got the Brooklyn accent like his dad, Taz.
I've often thought that Taz puts it on. I think Taz puts it on. Personally,
maybe a bit, but...
Personally, I think he plays it up, personally.
Maybe a bit for the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Let's go to this main event. Ricky Starks taking on Swerve Strickland, FTW title match. Ricky Starks' hometown, so we got a decent reception here, but so did Swerve. They're doing the Who's House, Swerve's House. Match was pretty good. Nice competitive back and forth. Swerve turns it up, though. He hits some big pump kicks, a nice shooting star press off the apron onto Ricky. And then back in the ring, he goes for a double foot stomp, but he misses entirely, but they sell it like he hit it. I guess, just not quite. Maybe a bad camera angle there, but Doesn't matter. Swerve's in control, and that's when Powerhouse Hobbs shows up, attacks him behind the ref's back, throws him back into Starks, who hits the Rochambeau to get the cheap win, retains his title. And once again, just too much interference. A little too much interference right now for me.
Yeah.
In AEW.
Too many heels, not enough baby faces to actually be beating them.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
It's like it feels like we're in this it feels like we're in this problem, right? Where maybe the WWE model is starting to come out, right? Because when you have, I don't want to say AEW has too many people, they have too many of the top talent, right? Where it would be like,
and for them, when they actually keep track of wins and losses, so sometimes they do have to do 50-50 booking. They'll be like, well, we got to win a loss, we got to make up for the win, give them a loss, and they don't like doing DQs, so they just go with the interference.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you're choosing, what do you want, DQs or interference? You got to take one.
Yeah, not every match can have a nice, conclusive, clean ending, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, just a little unfortunate to have Swerve lose in like his second match, I guess. But, oh well, it's only the FTW title.
Yeah, I guess it really doesn't mean
and then I
much.
think afterwards they. Yeah, afterwards they beat him up some more, and Keith Lee comes out to help. So that could be an alliance, Keith Lee and Swerve, maybe.
Yeah, Keith Lee Swerve taking on Starks and Hobbs. It has the bodies fit. The pieces fit.
Yeah. So that's that. That's all your AEW action for the week.
All the AEW action for the week. So let's get into the big stuff, baby, because the show of shows is coming up this Sunday. So it's about time we start talking about some WWE action. And Saturday. I forgot. I'll be up at 4 a.m. to watch the opening bell of Stand and Deliver. But before we even get into that, let's bring you this week's edition of Smackdown Live. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for Smackdown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, we used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just Smackdown Live.
That's right. We go backstage. Brock Lesnar getting interviewed. He's been fined for his forklift attack the previous week, and he's been ordered not to touch Roman unless provoked. So he says, okay, I'm going to go into Roman Reigns' locker room and just wait for him and get provoked. So throughout the night, we just kind of
keep cutting back to Brock Lesnar and the fucking
just trash in the room, eating food, drinking champagne.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably not so good, I don't know if you should supply the wrestlers with booze before.
Yeah, that's on you, Vince. That one's on you.
Yeah. But anyways, the first match, Nakamura taking on Jimmy Uso. Just another WrestleMania tune-up. Both partners on the outside, and they end up fighting, distracting Jimmy. Nakamura hits the Kinshasa, gets the win.
Yeah, because these teams will be These teams are squaring off on Saturday, I believe, on WrestleMania Saturday.
Yeah, just like these next two teams, Ridge Holland taking on Kofi Kingston. Well, at first we didn't know Kofi was going to have a team because he says, "Guess what? You're not fighting me tonight. You're fighting the returning King Woods." So nice to have him back at least.
Yeah, and, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Ridge Holland knocks him down. Xavier catches him with an inside cradle, just like that. 1, 2, 3. He's got to win.
Hey, Woods is back. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So they booked a WrestleMania match after, I think, Sheamus and Ridge versus Xavier and Kofi. So, hey, they're on the card. Get that WrestleMania payday.
And also Butch. Don't forget Butch.
Butch will be in the corner. His little paperboy chimcharoo outfit. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman cut a promo live from their car saying Brock Lesnar better not be in that dressing room when they get here. So we'll find out. Ronda Rousey comes out, though, cuts a promo on Charlotte, says, I'm going to make Charlotte hand me the belt after I beat her, and Get your Barbie ass out here. And Charlotte shows up on the screen to respond, and they just kind of bicker back and forth. And nothing really too much said. Not really very good promo for either of them.
Yeah, well, I think right now we've been at this point where I feel like all of our main event feuds have been booked for a long time now. Roman, Brock has been booked since Saudi. Charlotte, Ronda has been booked since the Rumble. And you could even say that Becky Bianca has been booked since SummerSlam. You could see one could
definitely
say. So yeah,
I would say.
And damn well you did. So yeah, finding the best way to kind of, navigate these waters, I think it's been tough for the three biggest feuds on the card here.
Yeah, but this one especially, I mean, Ronda, we all know she's not the best promo, but
yeah.
The fans still respond to her every time she comes out. So
She still got that dumb smile. Still got that dumb smile on her face. I know that.
Those are Vince's orders, from what I've heard.
Okay.
He said, "You need to smile more,
Smile.
people. Yeah, the world doesn't like you if you don't smile." It's very, Ricochet comes out, and does he have a new song? I think he does. May have happened a couple weeks ago, but
Okay, I didn't
notice the.
I didn't notice the new song, but I know I should go back and make the listen. Yeah, because I mean, certainly he's not a superhero anymore. We know that.
No, he's just a guy who can do super things, and he's your Intercontinental Champion, taking on Angel here in a championship contenders match, but didn't get much of a match at all. Humberto distracts Ricochet. Angel rolls him up, gets a 3. He's earned himself a title shot. But Ricochet's not happy. He says, "All right, you want to get involved, Humberto? Then you can fight me too." So we jump right into that. We actually got a match, though, a bit more. Some nice high-flying moves. And they fight to the floor, but now Angel is interfering, and he ends up getting knocked down, crawls under the ring, and holds onto Ricochet's leg so he can't move. The ref counts to 10. So Ricochet loses once again, back-to-back. And because of that, they announce he's going to defend his title in a triple threat match next Friday on Smackdown.
Woof. Which is good because I thought so. We thought the original graphic. You and I were talking about it briefly. Ricochet was supposed to be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but I guess not. I guess not anymore.
I thought there was the U.S. title that was on the graphic.
Oh, that was Finn. Sorry, my bad. Yep, you're right. You're right.
But I don't know. We'll see. He could do double duty. You never know.
Oh yeah.
Then after Austin Theory runs out once again, Theory runs out to smack Pat McAfee's headset off of his head. Pat chases him to the back. Theory runs and hides in Mr. McMahon's office. So, just more for that feud.
Yeah, more for whatever's happening. And
we haven't mentioned it yet, but this is when they announced it on the show, the whole Triple H retirement thing. And I don't know how much did you see the interview he did with Stephen A. Smith?
Clips. I saw enough to understand what was happening.
Yeah, it was only 15 minutes. I watched the full version. Pretty good. And yeah, very real stuff. I mean, we all knew last summer that something happened pretty serious with his heart. And, he hasn't been on NXT since, and he revealed that pretty much, he could have died. His heart was failing, and he will never wrestle again. Got a defibrillator put in his chest, so some very serious stuff here. But, we don't know. We don't even know when he'll resume NXT duties.
Well, glad to hear that at least he's doing well for right now. And that's all you can really hope for, right?
Yeah, from what I've heard, he won't even be able to lift weights really anymore. So who knows what he's going to look like in the coming years.
Well,
appearance.
Let's hope for the best.
Too bad, but hey, at the end of the day, you're alive. Your 3 daughters have their father and all that. So let's move on because your daughters could be facing some of these next women sometime in the future. We got WrestleMania preview, Ripley, Sasha, Zelina, Shayna, Fatal 4-Way. But Shayna and Zelina don't want to fight. They just bounce and let Rhea and Sasha do most of the work. But everyone's got their tag partners on the outside, so eventually it's just chaos. Everyone's getting involved. Eventually we settle things down, and Zelina and Sasha comes down to those two. Sasha Banks gets her in the bank statement, taps her out.
Just like that, baby. Just like that. Right?
Just like that. And then they do announce formally the Andre the Giant Battle Royal for next Friday SmackDown. So just like last year. And like we said, we talked about the graphic. Finn Balor, United States Champion, and Damian Priest are both in this field of jobbers.
So So is it going to come down to the two of them? I take it. Maybe.
I mean, they're the biggest names in there. I mean, unless Madcap Moss is going to win. I don't know.
Yeah, unless he
Omos
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, Commander Aziz, Shaquille O'Neal comes back for another one.
Shaq. You never know.
Who knows? Who really cares, too?
Yeah, not I, sir. Not I.
But not. Final segment, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman come out. Reigns says, Brock, if you don't get out my locker room, I'm going to come back there and put your head through the wall. But then the screen shows that the dressing room's now empty. But we then cut to the parking garage where Brock is now smashing Reigns' new car with a pickaxe. So don't leave your car around this guy.
Don't leave your car around anywhere. We know.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't drive to a WWE show.
Uber to work if you work for WWE. Take an Uber from the hotel. Don't rent a car. That's a whole thing.
Oh, no, never. So after he's done smashing the car, he charges out to the ring. Security tries to stop him, but he's no Wardlow. He beats them all down with a chair, and but then Reigns sneaks off though. So that's how you end it.
That's how we end our episode of SmackDown. Yeah, like we said, one more. One more. It's gonna be live too.
I mean, it's gonna be live. They're counting it. They call it WrestleMania SmackDown, and so there you go. You'll get a battle royal. You'll get an Intercontinental title match, and whatever else.
Whatever else, Mike. Let's take a break. We're gonna take a break. Come back, of course. Well, the WrestleMania Raw, whatever the hell that means. Of course, we got 2.0. We'll run down our Stand to Deliver, and of course, our WrestleMania 38 cards. So you're gonna want to stick around.
Oh yeah, we got a big second half.
Woo!
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother.
Back here with the second half of the podcast, folks. Thanks for sticking it out through the break here. We don't even have any time to bullshit you before we get into the rest of our wrestling week because Mania is coming up. I've said it 14 times so far today, and I'm going to say it one more time. Let's get into this week's edition. I guess it is a special edition because it's the Raw before Mania, so let's bring you some WrestleMania Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
That's it, baby. Kicking off with WWE champ Brock Lesnar coming out. One more promo on Roman Reigns. But this crowd was rowdy all night doing the what chant. But, I thought Brock handled this one pretty well. He's like, all right, we can play along. You can play along if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't do it to the babyface, though, right? That's the weird part, right?
Yeah, I mean, after a little while, he got tired. He's like, all right, Steve Austin was an ass kicker like me, but he never kicked my ass. And I guess that was his way of trying to shut it down. And, he just promises to win the big match on Sunday. So,
yeah, that's going to be our main event, of course. He did say he had a funny line in there, something. He's like, I'm going to marry the two belts. And
Yeah.
crap.
When you're doing the
And it was
whole watch thing. It's like, we're going to go down to the carnival. What? We're going on the Ferris wheel. What? We're going to crash a wedding. What? We're going to get,
yeah.
It was funny.
It must be hard. It must be hard to do a promo in and amongst what chance?
I mean, that's the original thing, was that it was like an encouragement when Stone Cold would go on a rant and get people to just start listing things and until he couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Good. It should be of note though that Michael Cole made a stopover here on Monday Night Raw.
And just Michael Cole, I guess.
And I'll be honest, I'm going to count it. I think it counts. What are you doing over here, Michael Cole?
I'm gonna say, if you're you better get your pen out, because this whole night.
Oh baby, yeah. The record books ever expanding, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, this is the night the draft died. I think the brand split, or at least I don't know. Or is it? I mean, this is WrestleMania weekend. It's like All-Star weekend. Everyone's here. Everyone's having a good time. Who knows?
I don't know.
You're allowed to do whatever you want in your notes. You may.
Exactly.
Anyways, The Miz comes out. He's making fun of Ray, bragging about stealing his mask last week. And introduces his partner, Lucha Logan, who comes out just wearing Rey Mysterio's mask that they stole.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty normal shit, I guess, for them. I think it eventually leads to a match, right? Miz taking on Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, which, I mean, they're doing too many of these WrestleMania preview. Like, why are you giving away half the stuff you're going to see on the card? Even though it's a tag match, but, a lot of these moves are going to be repeated, so.
Yeah, which is weird, because I feel like leading up to any other pay-per-view, Vince won't even let the people get 2 feet from each other. Leading up to like some bullshit kind of fucking Extreme Rules or whatever.
Like, imagine if Roman and the Usos took on Lesnar and Boogs and Nakamura.
Yeah, every single week. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The match goes on. Ray reverses a pin, gets the 3, and steals his mask back from Logan, even though he's got 1 million of them. He wants that.
Oh, I'm sure he's got 1 million. Of course, Ray Dom hitting that double 619.
Yeah,
they got
619.
They got it in
splash,
the bag.
Whatever they do.
Yeah, they got it in the bag now.
Yeah. And on commentary, they mentioned something about Dominic is not allowed to wear a mask yet. Ray says he has to earn it. So maybe this is, I don't know, something leading to.
Is that a lucha?
Maybe Dominic steals his father's mask.
Ooh. Match.
He's like, you won't give me my mask, I'll take it, Dad.
Mask on a pole?
Mask on a pole. Why not?
Okay.
But then we see some footage from earlier in the day. Seth Rollins was called to WWE headquarters for a one-on-one meeting with the big man, Vince McMahon himself. So Seth he gets there very early, like at 7 in the morning for a 9 a.m. meeting, and eventually goes in, and Vince says, Seth, if you wanted to be at WrestleMania, why didn't you just ask me instead of jumping through all these hoops? So Seth's like, what? That's it? And
that's all I have to do?
So Vince says, yes, Seth freaking Rollins is going to WrestleMania. He even said he's having a main event match. But we all know that doesn't mean it's literally a main event. But yeah, no opponent is revealed. The crowd's chanting Cody, and Vince says you'll know who you're fighting when you get in the ring that night. But the table is certainly set for the American Nightmare.
I mean, I can't think of anybody else. Like, anyone else, then it would be a disappointment, right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think people who even don't know Cody, they'll jump on the bandwagon like, oh, Cody, yeah, Cody. They'll buy into the hype.
Yeah, it's going to be...
But,
who knows? Who knows?
After that, we got Omos taking on the Viking Raiders, 2-on-1. Kind of weird match. I mean, Omos hits a big clothesline on Eric, and then he just goes down, rolls out of the ring, and gets counted out. So I don't think he was actually hurt. It was just a weird ending.
Yeah. It was probably an ending they wrote, probably.
Yeah, but it's like, why not just pin him? Like, Are you protecting the Viking Raiders against Omos? I don't know.
Huh.
Doesn't matter. Afterwards, Omos gets interviewed in the ring and says, I've dominated everybody. Nobody can beat me. I'm undefeated. And that's when Bobby Lashley makes his return. And he got his babyface pyro. So, yeah, the big pyro, crowd treating him like a face, chanting Bobby. So him and Omos get in the ring, go at each other. And for the first time in his career, Omos gets knocked off his feet. Bobby knocked him down for a brief moment. He rolls out of the ring quickly. But the crowd popped for that. And commentary made a big deal about it. First time he's left his feet.
Well, yeah, you're witnessing history right there.
Mm-hmm. So, WrestleMania, Lashley points at the sign. That match is booked. And there you go.
So, I mean, surprising to us, right? We thought it would be an Andre the Giant thing, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's for the better, for Omos at least. More exposure, as long as the match is okay. But, yeah, we'll see. We go backstage where Reggie's hanging out with Dana. And then just out of nowhere, he's down on one knee proposing to her. And she accepts it. So, damn. Going fast here. And then Tamina tries to attack her for the 24/7 title. But they escape. And that's when Tozawa shows up. And then he proposes to Tamina. And she accepts it. So, love is in the air. We could have a double wedding at WrestleMania, maybe.
Yeah, I had no clue what was going on this the majority of this segment, I don't think. A double proposal, I guess that was the takeaway.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a quick wedding at WrestleMania, who knows.
Okay. Just a quick one.
Yeah, like a Vegas wedding, a drive-through wedding.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
The Bloodline come out, crowd's booing them. They're giving them the what treatment as Roman Reigns is cutting his promo on Brock. They're just whatting everything he says, and he says, if you keep whatting me, I'm going to smash Steve Austin. But the crowd continues anyways, and he continues just with his promo. But that's twice on the show, both Roman and Lesnar kind of making references to Steve Austin. Could be nothing. Could be just because of the what chance.
Well, don't we know he's gonna?
Steve Austin return be leading to
a world title
run?
A world title run?
Not a world. I'm not saying a world title run, but like a couple matches, like a match with Brock, a match with Reigns.
Okay.
I don't know. Could be nothing at all.
or it's nothing at all.
But anyways. Yeah, that's wrestling, you know? I mean, remember we all thought Cody was leading to this big heel turn? And then it turns out it was nothing at all.
Yeah, never happened.
And then they announce our final inductees for this year's Hall of Fame, the Steiner brothers. So Braun Breaker's uncle and daddy get to go in.
That's great.
And, I mean, Scott Steiner was kind of blacklisted for a couple of years in WWE. Said some very crazy things. And, yeah, pictures of him at the Hall of Fame saying, do not let this man in the building and stuff. Now he's being inducted into that Hall of Fame.
Yeah, wasn't he super vocal about, WWE sucking and shit like that?
Yeah, I know he really didn't like Triple H, so he might have said some probably personal things about him.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure, wrestling, it's always water on the bridge. Everybody always comes back one day or another.
Yeah, of course. Of course, never say never.
But anyways. Never say never. Sasha, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan up next, taking on Shayna Baszler, Natalya, Zelina, Carmella. 4-on-4. Match was fine. Crowd was hot for all the baby faces. The heels can't get along. Zelina gets left alone and quadruple teamed, ending with Rhea hitting the Riptide, gets the pin for the good guys.
Yeah, this is the classic, like, non-logical thing where, like, there's no world where these women would all, where any of them would team up with the other one, because they will be eventually taking on the other one on Sunday. And just like you had pointed out earlier, like, why are we giving this all away? This is pretty much the exact match we will be getting on Sunday.
Yeah, very much so. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know why they had to do it at all, but
Okay.
oh well. Kevin Owens comes out for one last promo on Stone Cold Steve Austin, and yeah, just more insults. Says he's been drinking himself into oblivion for 19 years, and my stunner is better than yours. We'll find out. Like we said, they still are not calling this any sort of match, but from what I've gathered, it's being booked as the night one main event, is this segment. So
Night one, this won't be the main event. No.
that's what I think. It's closing the show.
Okay.
That's what, yeah. Maybe that can be a prop bet. What will close the show?
Good thinking. Good thinking.
We know it's closing night two. Night two, there's no question. But anyways, let's go back to the ring. Ricochet takes on Austin Theory, but didn't get very much time at all. Ricochet hits a couple moves and just out of nowhere, Austin Theory hits the ATL, gets the win. So Ricochet just losing. 3 matches in a row since winning that title.
Jesus
What's the point?
Christ. And yeah, we'll take one for Ricochet there, brand to brand.
Wasn't worth it at all.
It wasn't. Natalia,
What a waste.
Natalia, Shayna, Carmella. I guess, yeah, I didn't directly call you guys out right before there, but I think I can right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone, keep your pen out because we're not done. Bianca Belair comes out for one last promo on Becky. And you know what? Belair, probably one of the only people this night that did not get the what treatment. Not a single what was given during her promo. So
Not a
respect
single
where it's
what.
deserved.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that she didn't get it.
Yeah. You know, it's an interesting storyline, and because, like we said, since SummerSlam, it's been going on. Becky's been dodging her. She broke her throat 2 weeks ago, and but I've seen all your tricks. So come Saturday, I'm taking that title. And that's when Becky Lynch's music hits. She tries to sneak in from behind. They tussle a little bit, but then she hits Bianca with a chair, knocks her down, and then pulls out a giant pair of scissors. She grabs Bianca's big braid. She's ready to cut that thing off. And I was gasping, but I'm like, no way they're going to just do that. And thankfully, Bianca reverses her way out, picks up Becky, hits the KOD, almost landing her on the scissors. A little dangerous there. But then she picks her back up, hits a second KOD, and then Bianca grabs the scissors, grabs a hold of Becky, and she doesn't hold back. She just starts cutting out big chunks of that beautiful orange hair. This was real. So officials storm the ring. They get Bianca off her. You know, she didn't get her bald or anything, but she got good chunks there.
Yeah, it was to the point where, like, you're going to need a professional to redo the haircut.
Yeah, like nothing. Yeah, a stylist can easily make that look cool, and I've already seen the new look. Looks good, but yeah, I thought this was a nice. You know, it added something on the go home show. It was probably the most significant promo. I thought. You know, when those scissors came out, held to Bianca's braid, I got scared.
You were terrified for her life.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it's too soon. You don't need to add the hair versus hair stip or anything to WrestleMania, but you could always have Bianca win, and then if Becky wants a rematch, she can put the rest of her hair on the line.
Put the rest of it on the line. Why not?
Yeah, but I liked it. I love this segment. That was great. Added some heat to the match.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got a triple crossover here. Drew McIntyre taking on Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. No reason at all why this had to take place on Raw.
Absolutely no reason.
No reason why it even had to take place at all. Because, I mean, McIntyre's facing Corbin on his own on pay-per-view, so if he can beat two of them tonight, like, what's the point? to the WrestleMania.
And also, we know that
Doesn't
Madcap's going to
matter.
be in Corbin's corner anyways, probably leading to shenanigans.
Yeah, so. But on this night, Corbin decides he doesn't want to fight. He just abandons Madcap, lets him eat the Claymore and get pinned. But then right after, they jump in, attack him, steal his little Angela, and run off.
Yeah, this was so pointless.
Yeah. What a waste
What
of
a
a
wa-
brand to brand.
What a waste of a brand to brand.
Yeah. Edge cut one final promo on AJ from his dark room and had one of those courtroom scales painted black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really do anything. This was one of the ones where I know the match will be good, but the promos don't really add much to it.
Well, it feels like it's the only match on this whole fucking card where the two of them aren't beating the shit out of each other every single week.
Yeah,
And maybe
they
that's-
haven't,
maybe that's why-
Edge really doesn't even wrestle that much. So
Yeah, maybe that's why it feels flat, because this is being built like we've seen every single feud built for the past fucking 5 years. And we're like, this feels bad just because they're not beating the shit out of each other every single week. Maybe they should be. I don't know.
I mean, no, not everybody.
Okay.
Main event. We got RK Bro taking on the Usos with Rick Boogs and Nakamura watching our ringside. And, I mean, match was pretty good for at first. You had your two tag champs going at it. Crowd loving RK Bro, and Orton looks primed to hit the RKO, and the Street Profits show up, attack him, causing the DQ. So Street Profits have been acting like heels lately. What's their deal?
Well, what else are they gonna do? They don't get no respect.
I mean, they've been champions. The crowd likes the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Riddle likes the smoke even more, and he's the new hot thing, so maybe that's why they're jealous.
Maybe.
But yeah, afterwards, there's just a big brawl with all the tag teams.
Yeah, big brawl.
Yeah, eventually, Riddle and Randy dish out a bunch of RKOs, send the crowd home happy.
Yep, of course they'll be putting their titles on the line. Triple threat. So that was the Monday Night Raw go home. We went home with half the fucking Smackdown roster alongside. So it's nice that the whole family can be together. So let's invite over the fun uncle. Then, shall we? Let's kick ourselves over to some NXT 2.0.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
That's right. Another go-home show. Starting off with a six-man tag match. Imperium take on LA Knight, MSK. Crowd just chants, "We want Gunther." And they pop big as soon as he gets tagged in. And then right when he got tagged out, they started chanting again for Gunther, which was nice.
They want him.
You know, he deserves it.
Yeah.
And you know, they're chanting Gunther too. They're showing respect to the new name. So, hey, that's something, I guess.
That's something. Of course, the real test will be this Saturday when the actual live crowd gets in there.
Yeah, the big WrestleMania, or not quite WrestleMania size, but
Yeah.
bigger live crowd. But anyways, the match itself is pretty good. Everyone's getting their moves in. Nash Carter doing some high flying, big suicide dives, nearly land on his head. But eventually he gets isolated. Imperium takeover, hit the big assisted clothesline to get the win.
Yeah, that head spot was pretty close.
Yeah, pretty overshot it a little bit. but
Overshot it a bit.
appeared to be okay. We cut backstage. Dakota Kai is looking around for her pal Wendy Chu, but she just finds her belongings, her pillow, pajamas, slippers, everything's just been all torn up. What's happened to Wendy?
Mei Ying. Is it Mei Ying?
Find out. I don't know. Split personality? I don't know. But let's go to some women's action. We got Ivy Nile taking on Tiffany Stratton. And this crowd was really into Ivy. They were just chanting, "Ivy's going to kill you," and chanting her name. And yeah, they really liked her.
Hey, it's nice to see.
But Stratton looked pretty good as well. Hits some nice standing moonsaults and a couple good moves. Still green, the two of them, but in the middle of the match, smoke just starts pouring down the entranceway. It's Mighty Morphin Saray. She distracts Stratton, which allows Niall to put in her little backwards arm headlock thing and get the submission win.
Gets the win over Ivy Nile, which I felt weird.
Over Stratton?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, kind of weird. I mean, you don't really know which of the two they're pushing more, but I thought the match itself was probably the best of either of them have had in NXT 2.0 so far.
Well, hey, I guess that's an improvement, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they're here to do. But one man who's done it all here in NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, just cuts a promo about Stand and Deliver. This is it. This is his final bout here in NXT. And to signify that, he stands up after, turns around the chair that he's been sitting on, revealing the date. September 9th, 2015 to April 2nd, 2022. So this is it. The swan song.
This is the last ride. Just like we
that's it.
Just like we thought the last ride. We thought it happened a little while ago, but I guess not, and now we're back here.
Yeah. Better to end it on a bigger stage. So have the proper send off.
Yeah.
Then we got Briggs and Jensen taking on Legado del Fantasma. And this match was actually pretty good, I thought. Legado got the crowd hot. You know, they were pulling off some cool moves. At one point, he did like a Cirque du Soleil, stretching his body horizontally off the pole, dropping down into a splash. Just some good core strength there. But, I thought this was the best Legado's looked in a while. But Briggs and Jensen eventually fight back and hit the high-low. Page out of Red Dragon's book there to get the win.
Well, yeah, stealing a little something from them, why don't you?
Yeah, but they took it from someone else anyways. So.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
It's wrestling. It's wrestling. Toxic Attraction come out, cut a promo about Stand and Deliver, and Mandy Rose got to defend her title in the Fatal 4-Way now, so she just insults all her opponents. And then... they start talking about Dakota and Wendy, and they throw down the bag of Wendy's stuff, so must have been them that attacked her. So this causes Dakota Kai to run out, fight them, but it's 3-on-1, so she's getting beaten down until Raquel Gonzalez, former partner, former best friend, runs out, makes a save. They just kind of clear the ring and hug, and just like that, they're getting a tag title shot this weekend.
Yeah, well, this weekend they better. So for those keeping track at home, Toxic Attraction, 3 title defenses in 5 months. For those of you keeping
between all 3 of them, or
sorry, I meant like the tag team. So Gigi Dolan and JC Jane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hasn't been the most active.
And they talk a big game. They talk as if they have taken down the best performers on the planet. Yet that is not the case. However, far and away, Toxic Attraction have held this belt for longer than anybody. By a few months.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah, the division. I mean, we just had that Dusty Cup, so hopefully some of those teams from the Dusty Cup can get things going a little bit. But, there's certainly no Young Bucks title reign going on here.
No.
For the Toxic Attraction.
No.
But, hey, hopefully they can put on a good match this weekend.
Hopefully.
Then next? We have Von Wagner taking on Bodie Hayward. Andre Chase's buddy there. And you also had Jacket Time doing Japanese commentary from their own little mini announce table. It was kind of weird. And
very weird. It was weird.
Yeah, I think the only reason they were there was because in the middle of the match, some blonde woman just shows up and they start freaking out. Like, oh, who's that? I don't know. Some blonde woman. Another blonde woman.
They called her Sophia Cromwell.
Oh, there you go. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
So Sophia, new wrestler, back in the ring. Wagner just dominates, hits his finisher, gets the win.
Yeah, easy stuff. Easy stuff for Von Wagner. He's cooled off since his Kyle O'Reilly stint, but probably to be expected.
Yeah, because he's not that hot to begin with, and when you're paired with Robert Stone, things never really go that well.
And they never have for anybody. So,
Joe Gacy takes on Draco Anthony. And Draco, I can't remember. He gets a few moves in, but Gacy hits him with a big clothesline. He gets the win.
Yeah, that's an easy one. That's an easy one to go down there, right? Harland's always ringside.
Yeah, he's there. He's never got that Brian Kendrick match. Never will.
And he probably never will.
Yeah. Then we got Nikita Lyons taking on Sloane Jacobs. And this crowd was actually chanting for Nikita. They like her. And, she just dominates the match, hits her little split leg drop, gets the easy win.
Easy. Still don't like the in-ring attire, but we're working on that. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Nah, yeah. But let's go to this main event, triple threat match. Roderick Strong, Cameron Grimes, A-Kid. This is the second chance, final opportunity to get a spot in that North American title ladder match. So, good fast-paced match here. Throughout the match, I think all the other guys in the ladder match come out to kind of watch at ringside, and they get treated to a nice main event. Crowd's chanting, "This is awesome." Roddy takes out the A-Kid, and then Grimes comes flying in with the cave-in, gets the win. So he's going to the ladder match. So it's still hope. I'm cheering for Grimy.
He took that last spot, in which was, you see these names on the card. Of course it's the main event. Of course this is going to be the best matchup on this week's edition of NXT. Of course.
Yep. And afterwards everyone talked trash. They got a big brawl, and that's how you ended the show.
Great way to end this week's episode of NXT. So why don't we just kind of move right over to their pay-per-view? Because at the crack of dawn, get that pot of coffee brewing, maybe a bagel and some peanut butter. The morning dew it covers the plains of Texas as professional wrestling kicks off at the American Airlines Center, home of the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Stars.
Okay, so this is it's a fairly big arena then.
It's not like a half-size kind of Rico Coliseum type of thing. This is the big times for a lot of these for a lot of these performers, right? Big deal.
Oh, for half the people on the card, this will be the biggest crowd they've ever been in front of, I'm sure.
With the exception of two of them, I would maybe say maybe
probably,
three.
So maybe
what's first,
maybe like 90%.
Yeah. Well, what better way to kick off a big pay-per-view? The first, by the way, NXT's first pay-per-view outside of Orlando, Florida, since March 2020. So, big deal.
There you go.
Let's kick off the show with our Fatal 5-Way ladder match for that North American Championship. So Carmelo Hayes, he's defending, taking on Santos Escobar, Solo Sikoa, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes. I think the biggest thing is this where we see a title change?
Yeah. I mean, I think so. Well, but I mean, I can't guarantee it. Carmelo Hayes is having a good run, and he could keep going. But looking at the other names, I mean, Grayson Waller's been getting pushed pretty well. I mean, Cameron Grimes would be my pick if I'm booking it. I always have my heart on Grimy, so.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping. Yeah. I'm hoping to see some action out of Santos Escobar. Feel like every single time I give him a chance, and every single time I get burned. So I think I'm just going to give him one more chance, but I'm going to prepare to be underwhelmed.
Yeah, we'll see. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's a ladder match, so it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun either way. Let's give ourselves another match here. Big singles match here on the card. LA Knight taking on Gunther. Both men seemingly destined for the main roster.
Yeah, and, both men are guys that the crowd really likes at the moment, so it should be just a fun match. Good atmosphere, lots of chops. There's going to be some red, bloody chest meat at the end of this thing.
It's going to be hard to see Gunther losing, though. I think he hasn't lost another singles, or, he lost his UK championship, and then we didn't see him for a little bit. So I feel like that's 2 losses and 2 close together.
Yeah, I think Gunther gets the win here, and if he's not moving to the main roster, he's next in line for an NXT title shot, I would think.
He would have to be, yeah. He would certainly have to be. What's next here? Let's give ourselves some triple threat tag action, of course, for that NXT Tag Team Championship. Imperium, the champions, they're taking on the Creed Brothers and MSK. I'm most excited to see the crowd reaction to MSK. Will they be cheered? Will they be booed? Because this is not the controlled environment of the CWC. If I was there, I'd be booing the shit out of those guys. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think they'll probably get a mixed reaction, but probably the most boos of the 3 teams. I think the Creed Brothers will get fairly good reaction.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, and I think they're going to end up walking out with the titles. These brothers Creed.
Yeah, they've been performing super well lately. I think they're over. Why the hell not?
Yeah, so that's what I see happening.
Okay. What about our NXT Women's Champion, Fatal 4-Way? Mandy Rose, our champion, taking on Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray. Is it too early to give the gold over to Cora Jade? She seems to be the next in line.
Yeah, she definitely seems like she's destined for it. I mean, maybe too early.
Yeah.
But, but also I think putting it back on like Io Shirai would probably be a step backwards. I mean, Io doesn't need it. She's already done too much, done plenty in NXT.
Yeah, she's done it all. We're still surprised she hasn't made her way over to the main roster yet.
Yeah. I could see Kaylee Ray with a surprise victory as well, or I could see Mandy Rose defending. So I don't know. I don't know. Did they want to keep Toxic Attraction as this dominant thing going, or are they ready to do the title switch? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Exciting though. Kaylee Ray would be the exciting one.
Yeah. Either way, I think that they'll put on a good show. They'll have some fun stuff. Cora Jade, she'll jump off something. She'll do maybe someone fall through a table or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Let's get on to another match here. Shall we? We got Tommaso Ciampa taking on Tony D'Angelo. The NXT retirement match. He's got to go out on top, right?
I don't know. Some say you go out on your back. But, I mean, for Tony D'Angelo, a hard-fought loss can be just as good against a guy like Tommaso Ciampa.
And see, that's the thing. For me, if it was Ciampa and Grayson Waller, my money would be 100% behind Grayson Waller, just the way he's being built up as this heel. But circumstances being different, I think Ciampa gets the win. He gets a nice thank you, you deserve it, big crowd. It's going to be a nice moment either way.
Yeah. Well, I prefer Tony D'Angelo to Grayson Waller.
Okay.
So, I think Tony D'Angelo gets the big win, but Ciampa still gets the big happy send-off with the crowd after.
As long as he gets a happy send-off, that's all we care about.
Yeah. Thank you, Ciampa. They'll all do that.
Thank you, Ciampa. What about the freshest match on the card there, that NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, Toxic Attraction, taking on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Raquel Gonzalez, she has 42 different partners in competition for these championships. It doesn't feel like she's going to win it because she didn't with Cora Jade. She's not gonna with Dakota Kai. You know what I'm saying? She just doesn't instill like confidence that she's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't think that they'll win. And this was the last match, just kind of added there at the last minute. So, yeah, I think Toxic Attraction will keep it.
Okay. Which does give us, which just brings us over to our main event for our NXT Championship, one that was not touched on the entire Go Home show. But of course, we have Dolph Ziggler. He's our NXT champion. He's taking on Braun Breaker. Braun looking to get his championship back, and we got to think that he does, right?
I think so. Give him his big crowning moment in front of 18,000 or however many will be there.
Yep.
A bunch of dogs barking in the background. Maybe his father and uncle, Hall of Famers, sitting in the front row.
They'll be there. They'll be there.
Yeah, so, I mean, everything's lined up for the nice big title win, and they already know that the crowd's bought into Braun Breaker. They like him, so, yeah, why not? Go with it.
Why the hell not? It'll be a great show, though. And definitely, it's going to be over in time. You can grab a bite to eat, maybe, walk outside a bit, stretch those legs before night one of WrestleMania.
That's right.
Book the card for us there, Bob. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Night one, we are going to kick off with a hot match. I mean, okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to book it. Am I booking it the way I want it or the way that Vince is going to book it?
I don't know. Just shout out the matches.
I'll just book it. All right. So we're starting off with the hottest match that I think will be the hottest match of the night. Becky Lynch defending the women's title against Bianca Belair. We've been building to it since SummerSlam. Main event Bianca last year. Becky Lynch main evented a couple years before that. My two of the top women wrestlers in the world. Yeah, great match. It's going to be awesome. Let Belair win her title back, have the big crowning moment.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. I think, coming out of when she lost that title at SummerSlam, it was so unceremonious, but it's been building to this. This has been definitely, but for me, between the two women's championships, this has been the preferred build leading up here between this one and then Charlotte Ronda. I've definitely preferred this.
No, definitely. I thought that whole hair thing, the scissors, that was the biggest go-home angle for me of anything. So, can't wait for this match.
Yeah. It's
probably my most anticipated in-ring match for the whole weekend, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, we got Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio taking on The Miz, Logan Paul. Your first of a few celebrity matches here. I'm sure everyone's going to boo Logan Paul.
He got booed last year, so probably.
Yeah, I mean, this one could go really either way. Doesn't really matter who wins at the end of the day. This is just one of your kind of spectacle matches.
Yeah, nothing really at stake. Too many celebrity matches this year, if you were to ask me, but you didn't, so...
So let's just move on to maybe the most unnecessary match of the entire WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre taking on Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss hanging around. The feud's been going on months and months, and to me, it's not a WrestleMania feud, not a WrestleMania match, but, I mean, both these guys, they want to be on the card, so it's better than nothing in their case.
Well, not only that, we need Drew on the card because Drew's coming back, baby. So we need him on the card for that purpose.
Yeah. After that, we've got the New Day taking on Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch in their corner. So Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Who knows? Maybe even... could Big E obviously not get physical? He could make an appearance in the crowd, get a big standing ovation.
He could come out ringside, I'm sure. He's been posting videos. Yeah. He's walking around his neighborhood. He's doing well, all things considered.
Yeah, even just an appearance would get a huge reaction, I think.
Huge reaction, I think.
Because, everyone's obviously rooting for him in his recovery here. And, let the New Day have the win. Give the crowd a feel-good moment.
Why not?
After that, we've got Seth freaking Rollins taking on to be announced Mr. McMahon's handpicked opponent. We've already speculated. Cody Rhodes is the name. If it's not him at this point, that would be the big surprise of all things.
Like that would be that would be one of the biggest swerves in recent memory if Seth Rollins is standing in the middle of the ring and then all we hear is "Here comes the money, here comes the money."
Yeah.
Like that would be huge.
Bad.
Oh well, it'd be
bad.
It'd be bad, but like I'd be like, thanks for not doing the thing. You know, I'd be very appreciative. For them doing that, but it's at this point I think all signs are pointing to Cody Rhodes. He's gonna get that huge pop right off the bat, and then the coming weeks will tell exactly how the rest of it goes down.
Yeah, but I think it's Cody, and I think he gets the win here to establish himself because.
Oh well, getting the loss would
they
be.
They could easily make him lose, but that would be stupid.
It'd be terrible.
That would just be too petty of a thing to do.
Yeah.
But let's go. Smackdown Tag Team Championships on the line. The nearing 300-day reign of the Usos, defending against Shinsuke Nakamura, Rick Boogs. I'm sure Boogs will have a nice big guitar entrance. Maybe they'll have some extra pyro stage work.
Hopefully, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, big rock star entrance. So that could be a lot of fun. Maybe even have a band for him. Drums, bass, who
that'd
knows?
be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but do they switch the titles here? I'm not sure.
I kind of feel like...
I think the crowd would be happy.
Yeah,
I
kind of feel like they will because the crowd likes Boogs. And like we've said before, you know, I mean...
the Usos, we all...
Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah. No, the Usos, they can just easily win them back at any time, so it doesn't
That's
matter.
the thing. They do that. They used to do that anyways. You know, that was a normal Monday night for them, was just winning the titles back.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's your tag title match. After that, you got Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown Women's title against the Royal Rumble winner, Ronda Rousey. It's booked as a regular match, but we've all been talking about like it's going to be a submission match, but they still got time on SmackDown, I guess, to change the stiff. But
yeah, not enough stips going on here at Mania. I think we said that last Mania also.
Yeah, but regardless of the stip, I think at the end of the match, Charlotte Flair taps out to Ronda Rousey, and we have a new women's champion.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what is your...
Yeah, that's where I see that going to. I think I see both women's. You know what? It's funny when I say that. When I say both women's titles changing hands, I don't know. Does lightning strike twice? Because see, if I could pick, if I were to pick a likelihood, which you know, like, or how confident I am 99% confident Bianca Belair is winning this weekend. I'm not as confident that Ronda Rousey's winning this weekend. I'm just not as confident. Still confident, just not.
Yeah, I'm not as confident, but I'm still.
Yeah, you're still thinking it's going to happen.
I'm above 50.
Okay.
I'm above 50.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But like we said, or like I said, that is not the main event for this show as of right now. And is it everything that's been booked? The show is going to close out with Kevin Owens hosting some sort of segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's going to get physical. There's no doubt about that. Is there going to be a referee? Is there going to be a bell rung? Is there going to be a pin? I don't know. But, yeah, we're going to get some catchphrases. We're going to get some stunners. We're going to get some beer. I think that much is guaranteed.
Yeah, someone's definitely getting beer thrown to them. I hope it's, what's his name? Herb something. And yeah, whether or not it leads to a match the next night, whether or not it gets physical, whether or not both these guys just go like, hey, respect.
I don't think
it's going to be a pop.
Imagine it's just a handshake and then they leave.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. No, what I think this is going to be, obviously not the biggest wrestling. I think this is going to be the biggest crowd reaction of the entire weekend. It's going to be this segment here. Because they're in Texas. It's Stone Cold. Hasn't been on WrestleMania in however long.
And however long, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's how they end the show. Steve Austin's drinking a bunch of beer, celebrating with the fans.
With a bunch of fans. He's in the crowd, drinking beers.
Yeah, well, not drinking with the fans.
Oh, okay.
Just, fans are drinking, he's drinking, they're all celebrating. Not the Hangman Page style where he drinks with, literally drinking the fans' beers. Pre-COVID.
Man, yeah, just goes in the crowd, steals everyone's beer, doesn't give them their money back.
But that was night one of the most stupendous WrestleMania ever, if I think they're calling it.
Do you want to give us night two? You got it open.
Why not? It's right here in front of me. Let's kick off the show with a triple threat tag match for the Raw tag titles. RK Bro, Street Profits, and Alpha Academy, who were nowhere to be seen on this go-home week.
Yeah, a couple things were not seen on the go-home week.
That's true. This match, all three of these guys have been champs. It's either RK Bro retains and keeps going, or we got to get that eventual breakup sooner or later.
Yeah, sooner or later. It's really hard to say. I'd like to see him lose. But here, I'm going to give you one for this year. They're going to lose, but it's going to be Matt Riddle who's going to snap, not Randy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'd love to see a mean, unhinged Matt Riddle, while Randy Orton is the babyface of this little exchange.
That could be very cool to see, definitely. Riddle's got that. He's a fighter. He's got it in him, so he can get vicious.
Yeah.
So, but which team wins then? If they lose, who is it going to be? Alpha or Profits?
Let's go back to the Alpha Academy. Let's go.
They had a good thing going.
They had a
Street Profits.
They had a good thing going, and if Riddle and Randy Orton can break up, then Street Profits can just keep it going with the Alpha Academy there. It's not necessarily needed.
There you go. After that, we've got Bobby Lashley taking on Omos. Singles match here. And I'm not sure. Bobby Lashley, he just came back. He's this fresh baby face now, but Omos, he's only been knocked down once in his whole career. So do they want him eating a pin here? I can't tell. I don't know what they want to do.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough. I
think you could have it. Like, if Bobby Lashley picks up and slams Omos, but still loses the match, and then kind of both win, he'll still have the Andre visual slamming Omos.
Yeah, we still get our Andre moment, and then that's one way you could run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The match itself probably won't be anything too crazy. Can Lashley? He'll be struggling to get him in the Hurt Lock, things like that.
Yeah, he's doing it above his head because he's so tall.
Yeah. So after that, we've got Johnny Knoxville taking on Sami Zayn. Anything goes match. So this is where, literally anything goes. We can get props. They can fight all around the arena. The Jackass crew can show up.
I was going to say Wee Man could be under the ring, just waiting.
Yeah. What if it'd be funny if Sami Zayn has like his own crew, like Hornswoggle to counter Wee Man.
Oh yeah, and then
a fat guy to counter Preston Lacey, fat wrestler. His own little crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will just be a silly match, but the crowd will be into it. I don't even know who wins. Sami Zayn's so selfless he could put over Johnny Knoxville, but Johnny Knoxville doesn't work for WWE. Why should he win? So.
Yeah, give Sami Zayn the win. Give Sami Zayn the win, just because Johnny Knoxville is already your babyface going over and all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah. So Sami Zayn winning. Moving on. After that, we got Edge taking on AJ Styles. Should just be a good match. That's really all it'll be. That's all you need.
Yeah. Why the hell not?
No title, no stip.
Yeah, and this is the one thing where
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes.
you don't need any frills, any bells and whistles.
Yeah. So they'll just go at it. And yeah, I don't know who wins this one either. Could go either way.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go AJ. Why the hell not?
Yeah, he hasn't had a big win in a while. After that, fatal four-way for the women's tag titles. Queen Zelina, Carmella defending against Sasha and Naomi, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. And I think it's pretty much a two-team race. Sasha, Naomi, or Rhea and Liv. One of those teams got to win.
Yeah, one of those teams have to win. I'm gonna go Rhea Liv just because I want to see Liv Morgan with some gold in her hands.
Yeah, that's the one I'll lean towards as well. And yeah, they're actually a good team, like we said.
And they're a good
instead of
team
the
together,
Rhea
yeah.
Nikki debacle. Yeah, so there's your title change. That leaves us, I guess, we second last match. We got Pat McAfee taking on Austin Theory. And probably some Vince McMahon involvement. I don't know if he's being billed as being in the corner or anything, but I could certainly see him coming out and getting involved in this match.
Maybe if Pat McAfee wins, we'll get a big Pat, you're fired. I don't know.
Maybe. That doesn't seem fair.
I hope not. I hope not.
Since when is Vince fair?
Well, never, technically.
Yeah. Yeah. But either way, we know Pat McAfee takes this very seriously. He's going to pull off some cool stuff. And yeah, for those that haven't seen him wrestle, they'll be very surprised, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to this matchup. Just like, I mean, this is the first time we've seen him in the ring, right? Since Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah. Since that War Games classic.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves us with the main event of night number 2, the winner-takes-all match to unify the WWE Championship and Universal Championship. So, of course, Brock Lesnar taking on Roman Reigns. Title versus title.
And this is what it's all been leading up for, folks.
I mean, we've seen it before.
This is the big moment. This is the big moment. This has been, what, 3 months in the making now? Ever since day one, at least.
Well, it's been like...
if not more further than that.
7 years in the making, this feud. This is their third WrestleMania main event together, so...
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, Roman Reigns has never beaten Lesnar at WrestleMania, so... Is this the night? Does the Tribal Chief continue his dominant reign here?
What do you think?
I think he might.
I don't just think. I don't just think, Mike. I know. I know Roman is walking away.
You guarantee it.
With
a spoiler.
That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. Roman is walking away with a flowery lei over his neck, around his neck, and a belt on each hand, motherfucker. With Paul Heyman doing his weird little prayer hands off in the corner, kind of behind him. That's 100% the way this match is going to go down. It's the only way it can go down. He's too good.
Just as he's about to leave the ring, if you smell.
Well, yeah. Why the fuck not, right? Like, if you smell, that pretty much assures Roman's title reign is going to be 800 days. Like, it's pretty much you just need to hear that little sound clip. It doesn't matter what happens. That means like Roman's going to hold the belt for another 365 days until WrestleMania 39, where he goes over again on The Rock.
Well, I mean, you cap night 1 with Steve Austin, you cap night 2 with The Rock. It's pretty big WrestleMania, the most stupendous WrestleMania.
You know, we're billing it to be this big fucking thing. Exactly. So, I don't know. It could just be that. That was a great
Could be.
Great rundown of the card. So let's finish off things. Let's get into our bets for the weekend. We have our little list of bets, and we're going to go over some of them, Mike. So just so everyone knows, last year you won 8-4. So you are the defending
Yes.
WrestleMania champion. You are the defending Shoot Brothers World Champion here. So let's get into our very first.
And I mean,
Yeah. What are you going to say?
yeah. No, go ahead. No, I mean, the way the scoring works, though, it's wide open. We could even have a tie if it comes down.
There could even
like
be
we
a
can't
tie,
pick the same answers
in
or
which
anything.
case we need to go to some kind of tiebreaker. So let's just get into our very first bet. The bet for the longest entrance. Of course, that WrestleMania ramp is a long son of a bitch. But also the fanfare associated with the entrance, the presentation, or Mike, in this case, the return. Cody Rhodes is going to have the longest entrance of anyone. Seth Rollins is going to be sitting there in the middle of the fucking ring. As soon as those lights go down, and he's going to rise up through the middle of the ring, or through the middle of the ramp at the top that he does, like he always does. And you know how long it's going to take him, Mike? Cody Rhodes is going to have a 2.5-minute entrance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 2.5 minutes may sound like a long time to you, but I've been timing this one guy. When he comes out every week on Smackdown, he's consistently taking regular TV entrances that are almost 2.5 minutes. So I think the longest entrance is going to be Roman Reigns taking his very slow walk down the ramp to the ring. Over 4 minutes it's going to take him, I'm saying.
Wow,
For Roman
4
Reigns
minutes. Okay. Yeah, Roman, he does take a long time. That little like graphic, that like computer generated graphic. I mean, even that thing is there for a minute.
Yeah, like he's slower than the Undertaker when he's walking out lately. So
It's breathing it all in. Okay, there we go. Next up, we have the most likely to return. Mike, who do you got for this one?
well, we've already talked about it a lot. I'm just going to say Cody Rhodes. I mean, do you count that as a return?
Yeah, I do count it as a
Right.
return.
Coming back to WWE?
I do count it as a return. Unfortunately,
So
you and I are sharing an answer
Yeah.
for this one just because I feel like it's too obvious.
yeah, you got to go with the easy points. It's not weighted betting here. You know, you could throw in a Bailey or an Asuka, but Cody Rhodes is the easy money.
Yeah, easy money. Next up, we have most likely to debut, a category which went unanswered last year. So maybe if it goes unanswered again this year, we'll have to, because I think last year we were kind of anticipating some kind of Andre the Giant type of thing, you know, or some type of run-in. I don't know. The category might be a wash. Because looking at the card this year, you're thinking, how the fuck is somebody going to fit into this? How is someone going to
I mean,
debut?
I just picked a name because I felt like I had to, but
Yeah,
I
well,
also feel like it.
yeah.
Well,
who knows?
I mean, I'll just give you my name anyways. Gable Steveson.
Fuck, that's what I
Who's been
picked.
drafted to Raw. You know, the Olympian.
That's-
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It could happen because I feel like he actually could be there and shoot an angle, you know, punch someone out, or it could happen to hype. He was drafted. He was drafted at this year's, I forget what show, Raw or SmackDown, but so he's officially on one of the rosters. So, yeah,
Okay.
I go with him.
Yeah, Mike, me too. Same thing. He was like the only dude where I'm like, you're the only person that I can think who would kind of, you know, debut. Even like celebrity appearances do kind of count in the debut little section, you know, but still the only person I could kind of think that would even come into there. Next up, we have the total runtime for both nights. Mike, the category famously you were 59 seconds off of, really setting the precedent. Now, last year's show was 5 minutes under 7 hours, 6 hours and 55 minutes. I think we're going to be a little bit less time together for both shows. For me, Mike, my total time is coming out at 6 hours and 35 minutes.
Oh my goodness!
Damn it!
That is the exact same
No
time
way.
that I wrote down.
Oh my lord.
Believe it. I even separated them by night 1 and night 2. If you want to have a tiebreaker here.
Okay. Yeah. That would be a good tiebreaker. That's a good point.
But I mean, that's yeah.
So I'm gonna
6 hours and 35 minutes is exactly what I.
Yeah.
said.
So I'm gonna have night 1 is going to be for me. I'm picking night 1 is going to be 3:10, and night 2 is going to be 3:25.
That's so funny because I put 3:11 and 3:24.
That's different. Different enough. Different enough.
Very close. Yeah, no, but very close.
3:11
That's
and
very funny,
3:24. Jesus. Okay.
Pre-planned. So that's how you know that was a shoot.
Yeah.
Same time to the minute. Can you believe it?
Wow. And
if we
who knows?
get this one right, it'll be the most.
And that one could come down to the tiebreaker. Honestly.
Yeah. And so I factored in too. Last year we had the rain delay at the beginning of WrestleMania. That added like an extra 20 some odd minutes here. So you take that away, you get 6:35. That's what we're at.
Of course. Who could forget Samoa Joe in a poncho?
That was great.
Samoa Poncho. Next up, Mike, here we have the longest match of the night. And longest like what the match is and the time that it'll be for. So what do you have on this one?
For the match itself, I'm going to go with the night 2 main event, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. And for the time of the match, I'm going to say 21 minutes, 49 seconds.
Okay. I'm glad we finally disagreed on one of these betting categories for once, because I'm actually going a different way with it. I'm going a match that has nothing on the line, but with two of the guys in the company who I know, how we know, can put on, can take up that time if they need to. I think Edge and AJ are going to have the longest match between the two nights, and I'm clocking them in at 23 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I could definitely see them being one of the ones. I mean, Edge definitely likes to have his long matches. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, could definitely see that.
Which then, of course, if we have a longest match, that means we have to have a shortest match. Mike, what you got?
I'll go with Omos and Bobby Lashley. Just because it doesn't need to be that long. You can have your big slam, and yeah, I mean, Omos is still fairly limited in what he can do. They still want to protect him, I guess. So, yeah, shortest match. Do I need to give a time for this one as well?
Yeah, give me a time for this one if you got it.
3 minutes, 40 seconds.
3:40. Now, damn, that is a quick match. Mike, I was going the other way. I'm going Drew McIntyre taking on Happy Corbin. I'm giving him a little bit more time, though. I'm giving him 6:20. Of course, we both think Drew's going to go over on that one, but why the hell not? Now, this next one, a little bit tricky here. Again, similar to the most likely to debut. Who knows if it's going to happen? Now, last year when we had initially given the category of amount of 24/7 title changes, this was in the prime of the 24/7 title. But there was 0 last year. Again, so this might be a category that we erase come WrestleMania 39. Mike, how many 24?
I mean, you can pick 0 as an option.
You can
and be right.
You can pick 0 and be right, or you can, go for the gold. Put it all on black, Mike. There's going to be 3 24/7 title changes.
You say 3, I say 5.
Okay.
I think we're going to have between Dana to Tamina to Tozawa to Reggie to Truth back to Dana. 5 titles.
Well, this whole wedding thing is really kind of creating the perfect storm for...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I think Truth is going to be the officiant of the wedding, and he's going to get a title ring.
The officiant. Next up here, we have who will jump, fall, or be pushed off of the tallest thing. Now, so who will be traveling from the highest point to the lowest point, whether it's Shane McMahon jumping off a cell, whether it's Shane McMahon being pushed off of a big piece of truss. It doesn't matter. It was still him, no matter what the action was being performed, Mike. So what you got for this one?
Well, I mean, the match set up the most for it would be the Anything Goes match with Sammy and Johnny Knoxville. So it's got to be one of them, but if I have to pick the two, I'll say Sami Zayn because he's the wrestler. I mean, obviously they can set up crash pads and stuff for Johnny to fall, but I think Sammy will take a big fall. Yeah, don't know what or where, but he'll take a big fall.
Well, Mike, you went with the professional wrestler, and I'm going with the professional stuntman. That's right. Johnny Knoxville is going to fall, jump, or be pushed off of the tallest thing, and it's going to get a huge reaction here. Next category we have is our most likely submission victory. Now, this is one that you're kind of picking two things, right? You're picking... or rather, you're not just picking the match. You're picking the person who you think will win that match. I think the submission victory is going to be happening in the Charlotte Flair Ronda Rousey match. When, oh boy, 4 turns to 8, baby. Charlotte Flair wrenches up that back. Ronda Rousey's going to tap out to the figure 8. Charlotte Flair is walking away with this particular category.
Oh boy. Not in my books, because I'm going on the other side of the coin. Ronda Rousey tapping out Charlotte Flair, breaking that arm in two and throwing it into the crowd.
Ripping it off, throwing it in. Love seeing it.
That's what she says.
Next up we have is the total number of title changes. Now this is 24/7 title excluded.
Yeah, we don't want to. That's
that potentially too many.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say right off the bat, smart money should tell you you're guaranteed at least one title change between the WWE
yes,
and the Universal.
I should say that does count. That does count as a change, I should say.
Yeah. So I just want to clarify that because I'm counting that in my book, plus Bianca Belair, Boogs and Nakamura, Ronda Rousey, Liv and Rhea Ripley. That equals 5 title changes that I'm going with.
5 total, eh? Okay. 5
busy
total. busy weekend for everyone. Well, Mike. One sec. I wrote down my number, and now I'm having to write down the matches, and just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah. Wait, I thought I had... I feel like I'm missing one here. Because my number is not lining up with what I think is going to happen. Damn it. Oh well, we're just gonna go with it. I guess we're going with what I've written here. We're going. Oh, that's what I'm forgetting. Right, we're going 4. I have 4 titles changing hands this weekend. Although the tiebreaker does not count, for what they are specifically. Of course, that women's tag, Raw women's tag, the WWE.
Doesn't matter the number.
Doesn't matter. I'm not even gonna finish it then. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this unfortunately has become a defunct category from previous years. Last year, how many swings will Cesaro hit? It's not applicable. It's a not applicable question this year.
0.
Well, 0. If you're a bet,
if Vegas will give you odds, I think there's a chance Cesaro could show up.
Vegas gives you odds. There's a chance he could show up.
He's a free agent.
Free agent. I also saw you trademarked
he's a free agent.
His name for coffee or something like that. I don't know. But something that really counts. We're talking most pyro. I'm coming into this one with the man who demanded the pyro in AEW, so he's surely going to demand the pyro over here with a big budget. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he'll definitely get a big display, I think. Very big. But I think even bigger than that will be at the end of night 2 when the unified champion celebrates his victory and the show closes with a bunch of fireworks. Roman Reigns getting the most pyro to celebrate his win.
Yeah, the celebratory win, of course. When that's also the point where the fireworks guy is back there going just use the rest of them. They're kind of probably saving them for the rest of the show, and then eventually just fucking use the rest. Okay, Next up, most cheered. Not necessarily biggest pop.
Most
Who's
cheered.
going to
I'll
get
just tell you.
cheered the most?
You are in Texas, so I'm going with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Biggest pop of the night, maybe even of the year coming out. And I hated Stone Cold as a kid, so don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it, but I think that these fans are going to lose their minds for Stone Cold.
Yeah, if you live in Texas, you probably have not much to live for. So having Stone Cold come back, having a 62-year-old man come back for a wrestling show. I really hope he's wearing the the jean shorts, the knee braces, the shirt. I hope he's wearing
the leather vest.
Exactly. I want him to be wearing the same shit, right? Not like sometimes a superstar will come back years later. Like, remember the pop when Sting took off the t-shirt to reveal like the singlet? Like, remember t-shirt. That pop? Like, that was huge. We're all like, because we're all so understanding. We're like, yeah, man, you're 60. Wear a shirt. We don't care. We're just happy you're here. And then he popped the shirt off, and everyone's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
One of those type of moments. Who knows? Maybe Stone Cold will come wearing, a non-traditional Stone Cold Steve Austin garb. Exactly. And then pops off the sweater, and he's got that vest on, and everyone's just, You're right. Yeah, that one's unanimous. He's going to get the biggest pop of the night for sure. So, Mike, as we moved on to most booed, I think I could only say for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Kevin Owens. They're going to be raining down on him. If he steps in the ring with the KO show for a second, it's going to be fucking Seattle Supersonics all over again. Or it's going to be Kevin Owens has faced some tremendous boos in his life, and this may top him.
It may, but at the end of the day, I feel like the crowd, they don't necessarily hate Owens. They just love Austin so much. But I think the most hated man at all of WrestleMania weekend will be Logan Paul. When he comes out, he will get nothing but boos. No positive reaction whatsoever. Just pure hatred. And, most booed, Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think he's from Ohio, so no one gives a shit about him down there. We only have a couple more categories to go here. Mike, this one, we have the sleeper hit match of the night. We have 14 matches on the card thus far, and one of them is going to be at least one of them has to be better than what we think will happen.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, everyone on the card pretty much is talented performers, so any match can exceed expectations.
Of course.
But I'll go with the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Title match. You got a lot of talented women in the ring, and they'll work hard. The crowd will be hot. I think it was last year you had the crowd chanting for Tamina, for God's sakes, in the tag title match. So
it was a crazy WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my sleeper hit.
Women's tag. My sleeper hit. I'm going with a kind of similar thing. Something sleeper is something I don't expect. Something I haven't seen in a long time. I'm going straight to this Pat McAfee Austin Theory match. We know what Pat McAfee's capable of. We saw it, a year and a half ago now. And the way that it was built, the great promo that came of it, I don't know. Expectations aren't that high, and I think they will be shattered. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I definitely think it'll be a good performance. So,
which brings our final category here. Who will bleed? Always a fun one. Who will bleed? So for this one, I am going straight. I was kind of looking up and down the card. Nothing really stood out for me. So I just had to go straight to Roman Reigns. I think we know when Brock Lesnar takes off those gloves.
I mean, that's
shit's on when he takes off those UFC gloves of his. Roman's gonna put it all out there on the line. He's already bled once at Mania. Why not do it again?
Yeah, and just a few weeks ago, Roman made Brock bleed at Madison Square Garden. So I think he gets his revenge, and I agree Roman Reigns will be the one to bleeding. I mean, they'll both bleed probably, but if we have to pick one, Roman Reigns.
Roman's going to bleed, and they're all the bets. The bets are in. The official results pending until Sunday night, I really can't wait. WrestleMania really is one of the greatest shows of the year, and it's always such a great time. It really is.
Yeah, gonna be a fun weekend. Yeah, always fun.
And that's all the time. That's all the time we have for the show this week. An extra long one as we get through our WrestleMania weekend. But be sure to tune in next week because we have the entire recap of all the craziness. Veer Mahan is coming.
Allegedly.
We'll
see.
That's who's taking on. That's who's coming on to take on Seth Rollins. Thanks for listening, everybody. The show is all over the internet. Rate, review, likes, and subscribe. And it's gonna be a good one. What
about Wrestler of the Week?
Totally forgot the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Yeah, just in case you forgot.
I did forget. Yeah.
Yeah. We mentioned him briefly on the show there earlier on. I'm just going to give it to him now because he may never get a chance at it again. Triple H, great career. It's over now. Almost lost his life, but he pulled through. And, one of those guys. I hated him growing up, kayfabe, but I recognized the talent and everything he did, putting NXT on the map. So, Triple H.
Triple H. Well, yeah, we'll go unanimous on this one for you, Hunter. We're thankful for everything. I'm so glad we got to see that last Mania match against Batista just a couple years ago. That one was a lot of fun. He led us through the Kovatud era. I think his last match, I guess, officially would have been against Randy Orton, I believe. Yeah, he's done so much for the sport in general, and it's always cool to see wrestlers on a show like Stephen A. Smith, kind of adding some legitimacy to it all, you know?
Yeah, just being very open and honest about real life shit.
Yeah, very much so. And that was all the time. Thanks for sneaking that one in. Everyone have a great WrestleMania weekend. Really can't wait. We'll be back next week to catch up on all the action. And Mike, you take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you in the parking lot of WrestleMania.
Ah! Ah!
Ah!